This is Dior vs. You, and right now he's currently meeting with Kanye. From getting co-signs from Kai, being on stream with Blackboy Max, to selling out his own shows. Doing all this without even being signed to a label. But he didn't just get here overnight. To understand how he got here, we have to go back a couple of years.
Yeah. I'm getting way too high this.
Dylan Uredi, born on April 26, describes his childhood up until around 8th grade as quite chaotic and unpredictable.
I was born in Cali and I moved to Atlanta when I was 3. Grew up in Atlanta till I was 6. Moved to Houston. Then from Houston I moved to Nigeria 9. I came back in 8th grade. Nigeria. I was in the north side. Moved back to the north side. You know how African parents be, they gonna want you to get in a good schooling system and shit. They moved me to goddamn Johns Creek, bro.
After coming back to Atlanta in the 8th grade, he attended Jones Creek High School for the remainder of his years in school. Growing up in an African household, his parents obviously didn't like the fact that he wanted to become a rapper. I remember really trying to force him to go to college, but he wasn't going for it.
Every African understand me when I'm saying this. It's a whole different pressure in America from your parents, and then you go outside in the world, you get your own pressure from outside in the world, you feel me? But it's a whole different pressure from your parents. They expect you to be this certain way, and if you're not that way, you probably a failure. They don't even want to introduce you to friends. It's they ashamed of you type shit. You feel me? So you don't want to shame your parents in the same way you want to do what you want to do.
That's facts though. African parents just think so differently, but differently in a dumb way, bro. I don't know how to explain that shit. His rap name came about from people calling him D at first. I'd assume to shorten his name from Dylan. Then supposedly some girl called him Dior in high school and he just ran with it. He added the verse to the end because he felt like it was him against everybody. He looks at everybody as competition. After finishing high school around 2020, college obviously was not on his mind, but he still had an urge to make something of himself. During this time, he says he was already earning a lot of money and decided to put it into clothes and rap. Living in Atlanta, he was surrounded by many rappers, which initially was just part of his environment. Eventually, this influenced him to take music more seriously, leading him to release his first songs around the pandemic time. His early songs that I could find on his SoundCloud include a feature on the song Rich Soul, which surprisingly also includes Summers. I'm not sure if he knew Summers personally or it was just a random collab or coincidence. Next was Uber XL.
This is Rick going, baby, I can't even try to chase him. She on the boat, she only.
And this will get quite a bit of attention as people were saying that he sounds like another artist from Atlanta being Destroy Lonely. And I'm not going to dive into the whole comparison that people make between the two yet, as it's something that'll come back up later on in the video. And Zombie,
I got DDRDs on me, I got off in my topic, nigga. Yeah, bitch, I'm
which was actually produced by Lil 88, who, if you didn't know, has produced a lot for Ken, a bit for Cardi, and a lot for Lauren. I'm not sure if this is true, but I'll take it at face value since he did mention being around many industry people before he started taking rap seriously. Scoreboard, being his first EP that's still available, dropped on April 22nd, with 3 songs off of it being 80s, Why, and Far. His style of rap he calls swag rap, and I get what he means, just pick a good beat and just swag on that bitch for real. And nothing else to it, a real deep thought. This was his only EP released at the time, and it remained the only one available as he wouldn't release another one for 2 years. In 2022, I'd assume he just focused on bettering his sound as he released several songs throughout the year. Some of the tracks he dropped include 4am, X's, and Bossa Nova.
Every single thing I do in life is rare, it's not just clothes.
My EP drop on Friday. Who the fuck, Dior vs. You? Go get that.
Who the Fuck is Dior vs. You dropped on April 27, 2023. This was his first official EP. It had just 8 tracks. There were a few songs off there that are kind of fire, like Who the Fuck is Dior vs. You, Me and More,
This ain't issue, don't need no songs. Yeah, I miss that little bitch I adore. Ain't no issue, I've been
The Django, and the track later in the tape, Joe Rogan. He did get a lot better from 2021 to 2023, whether he's the one engineering or mixing it or someone else is, but overall he did get better. After releasing this tape, he continued to drop new tracks. His sound did noticeably take a step up as he began to discover what actually worked best for him, with songs such as Phase Shift,
Told her bitch she might be in love with Sadie. The devil and Prada again. Tell her I love her when she said she
Chateau Blue,
I can't even walk to. I came a long way from here, legs down, making money out.
and Bad Bitch.
Yeah, and I got bitches fighting for no reason, and she just wanted.
Which was also the first, or at least the first time I could find that he publicly associated his name with 4ET/Sicko, the group or collective run by Ian Connor. And I'm also going to assume it's around this time that he tapped in with Ian Connor personally. And Ian would be someone pretty pivotal in getting Dior around the right people, progressing his career later on, as you'll see. Overload being his first song with Tanner.
Stylus, I swear I be fighting and numbers and little bitty hoes. Not really picky to my body, I'm really not right.
And the feature on Southside Silhouette song Ballin'.
Playing me all out of Bluetooth, boo boo. Oh, you lost your business, what these blues do?
And this track will garner a lot of attention for both Southside and Dior, with over 1.6 million plays on Spotify and 700,000 on SoundCloud. Dior vs. Rollin', his second EP of 2023, was pretty meh to me, but there was one song that was okay, which was New Swag.
Being out the coupe, switch the tag. I just snatched the lid out the coupe and it went.
From here on, he would shift his focus to his first official debut album, spending most of 2024 working on it and previewing snippets in the lead up to its release. Before reaching that, he continued dropping songs throughout the year, such as Coding Crazy featuring Skate Star.
She come to me talking about some cash up. I'm going right past.
This shit hard though, this shit low-key a sleeper. Hundreds featuring Drax.
If her ass, but you know I do this, I do. If it too bad, I keep ripping her down. Rolling up that's since I peek.
Light the Match.
I'm a little feet bass. No cap, I'm a designer addict. Yeah, no cap, I made this out the attic. No cap.
Exhibition.
Out the space, she said it's fire, lights were amazing. I've been blowing paper lately.
So What featuring Skate Star.
Into a slut, get a bag, then I fuck it up. Yeah, I spend that bag, I don't get no fucks.
And French Tips featuring Southside Silhouette.
Seen on my ex bitch, I can't chase a hoe, yeah, I might run into the next bitch.
On August 1st, he responded to a tweet asking if a snippet he previewed early in the year was out yet, replying with Ashes, the name of his new album. Fast forward to October, about 2 weeks before Ashes dropped, he released a single from the album, Fashion Forward.
Bags, you know that I blow that, we having gas, but you know I blow that, babe. Told this hoe I
As mentioned, he spent most of 2024 crafting the album, taking his time to ensure it was his best work. He explains his thought process and the meaning behind it in an interview saying,
Tell me about your new project, Ashes. What's the story behind it?
It's really just like a personification of me. I'm trying to learn all the like thought processes that niggas have towards me. I'm just trying to give you what it is. You're gonna listen to the music and you're gonna get exactly what I am. There's not gonna be no other things coming and telling you what I am from any other place or a blog or this. You're just gonna listen to that and you're gonna get exactly me. Everything else is just burnt. You feel me? Everything
Ashes, his first official album, dropped on October 29 with 16 tracks. This might be a dumb way to describe the album, but the way I would describe it, feels like he blended the 2018 sound with the newer shit to create something different. That sounds dumb, I swear, but even in his later tapes, the sounds and vibe that they give, it feels like he pulls from like 2016 to 2015 plug, mixed with some like 2019 shit and some 2021 shit, and then just mixes it all to make this sound that he has. But getting back to Ashes, for his first album, I ain't gonna lie, it's not bad. Like, this shit fire. I'm not gonna cap, you know what I'm saying? There were a few skips, but overall, this shit pretty solid tape. I'm not gonna cap. There were a lot of songs off this that I fucked with, starting with Long Time.
long time. Yeah. Now I feel like
So Far Gone.
clothes, new bank, new hoes, new cash, no new bros, it's a new
Leisure.
nigga, let's roll up again. That boy ain't shit, let's shoot at his friends. We struck the first with and crest the bands. He
To the Plan featuring Skate Star and Southside Silhouette.
they can ask, and I'm throwing cash. He think I'm so romance. My life so fast, Rockside lifestyle.
African King would be the song off the tape to get the most attention, with over 600,000 plays on Spotify and 200,000 on SoundCloud. But I ain't gonna lie, this song is fire though. The title, African King, that shit fire. And the flows that he called on this shit, the little stutter that he does on the hook, that shit cold.
They be stealing this swag, I invented it. I got rats in the Rico and denim. Had it stick in the back.
Problems featuring Reezy.
But a hoe ain't one. I got 1,000 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
No Cap featuring Skate Star. Like I said in my Skate Star video, Skate was walking Dior down, bro. I ain't gonna
For this shit, you ain't no peace sign. Hip hop nigga, where he can revive. Hip hop nigga, where he can.
Smash.
I was in the hallways, it's in class, yeah. For some, yeah, I'm gon'
Rated R.
keep it cool, the pressure made down me. Keep my cool, the pressure made down me. 50 cool when
And the snippet that he previewed early in the year, X2 featuring Tanner. But I swear this sample's No Time, right? That's the first song I thought of. I could be tripping.
I run a mile in the Rick on a boost. Took me a while to express this to you.
Ops got killed last week. Shit ain't nothing.
Going into 2025, this year has been his most active year so far, in terms of music, but also in terms of his name starting to reach a wider audience, whether it's from cosigns, meeting big artists, or back and forth on the internet.
Fuck up, nigga. Let me talk, nigga. When I was speaking, shut the fuck up.
But before getting into all that, he did drop a few tracks after Ashes that I gotta highlight. Colorblind,
That's your hoe, I'm taking your beat. That's your hoe, I'm shooting at. That's your hoe, I bet I want me.
Waistband,
In this penthouse, they doing no charge. Got rats, I want mine. Everything lit in my life, I know.
and Mates featuring Skate Star.
Chanel, CC on my brain. Double B all on that chain. Double B's all.
After these, he released the first of 3 EPs this year, starting with this Untitled EP. Dropped on February 8th on SoundCloud and February 12th across all platforms. At the time, this was my first ever listen of Dior. I didn't hear none of his music. I didn't even know what he sounded like. I just heard of him. So this was completely blind. The first song, Ronda Rousey, initially, I thought it sampled Turning Up by Lauren. I'm just gonna keep it a stat. I don't know if it's just because it's made by the same producers or what, but the beats do sound very similar.
The nosebleeds on my show. Yeah, I had these bitches with no green. Yeah, I put a hole in my.
All clear.
Solid. I seen everything, it's all clear. Everything I got on, yeah, it's all.
Beep was tough. I ain't gonna cap.
15 if you tryna book me, 15 on the lane. Yeah, I spent 1500.
Kill them all.
I try to kill them all.
Talking about which samples Playboy Cardi's leak, Red on Red.
Billions and lands, we talking about it. On my beat, only popping up. Ringing me long, I'm popping up.
Get drunk, I put that bitch to the sunrise. I be that case to the no lie. I get that.
I ain't gonna lie, when I heard the beat, I was like, no way this nigga Ahmed sampled this shit. This nigga cold for this. But again, Skate just walked him down, bro. I ain't gonna cap. And the last song, Darkane Balmain. I wasn't gonna mention it, but I'm like, you know what? It's some experimental shit, and it's actually not bad, so I'ma add it.
Got a K if she wanted to come with back first dab, pen her face in the Bahamas, trying to take.
Overall, for this being my first listen of Dior, I'm like, alright, you know bad. I can get into it.
Right now on my playlist, I'm listening to, let's go ahead and go with Billie Eilish. I'm listening to goddamn Dior versus You. Everybody, bro.
In February, Kai co-signed Dior at the Grammys, and it wasn't the first time Kai showed he's been listening to Dior. He also used one of Dior's songs from Ashes in an Instagram post and on a stream back in December.
Everywhere I go, I got that cash on. Everywhere I go, I roll like dope.
Kai showing he listens to Dior was a big deal to people for obvious reasons, because Kai's audience is very large, and for someone like Kai to show that he's listening to Dior, it's kind of crazy. But this also led people to believe that Kai has a music style. Look, I don't know if Kai has a music stylist or if he ever did, but fuck it, he's tapped into Dior now, so it's lit. In an interview, Dior commented on the cosign saying,
And how do you feel about Kai Snap co-signing you?
I think that shit was really fuck, cause I ain't gonna lie, I'm an unsigned artist. I do everything myself, so it's like Cash seeing me from where he at, that shit real as fuck. And everybody saying he got a stylist or whatever, but I feel like that shit really came from the heart. So I fuck with him. I already talked to him, so we locked in.
March was a pretty crazy month for Dior. He was backstage at Cardi's Rolling Loud performance, which kind of led people to believe that he might be personally tapped in with Cardi, or at least that's what I was thinking when I saw it. And that would get proven more right later on in the video, as you'll see. He also appeared on Blackboy Max's Song Wars, and near the end of the month, he met with Ye, I'm assuming through Ian Connor. I'm not really sure what they worked on or what they talked about, or if anything's in the works, but screenshots got shared where Ian says Ye supposedly wants to sign Dior. Whether that happens or not, you know how Ye is. He's doing like a million different things, so who knows what's up with that. But this brings us back to where we were at the start of the video with him meeting Ye. As you can see, it took Dior a long time, probably dealing with a lot of bullshit behind the scenes, ups and downs, just to reach this point, but it's not over yet. Released on the 26th of April, this would be his second official EP of 2025. He did drop a birthday mix on SoundCloud with 11 songs the day before, if you want to go listen to that. So he really dropped 2 EPs for real, back to back. The songs off this tape that stood out to me being Slit Your Throat,
Fuck out that cat for the follows. Yeah, I got swag to borrow. Yeah, I got cash.
NSFSW, however you say that.
And you gon' cut that lamb. It's doing stuff in my shot. Them blue, my scale, yeah, I'm my center.
And the music video for this song is actually what got his YouTube channel deleted or banned, which is why you can't find this channel if you were wondering. One mistake,
I'm fucking her face. I got this hoe in the hills. She got a crib at the gate.
and Robert Banks.
No self-exposure, I had to take some. He got no blues, better make some. That boy still got no blues.
The best way to describe the sound on this tape, it's like I said before, how he blends all the sounds. Sounds dumb, but that's just what it sounds like to me. Before getting into the final EP out of the 3, this would happen. Dior responds to a tweet claiming he doesn't sound like Destroy Lonely, saying say it louder for the ones in the back. He then posts a series of tweets basically just popping his shit, calling people out for doing lame shit behind the scenes and all that. To address the situation, Dior joins a Twitter space and this is what he had to say.
Yeah, Dior about to come talk.
What y'all talking about in here?
They trying to say you sound like Lone.
This how I'm gonna put it
He
right
got
here.
your dick
Shut
in
the
his
fuck
lungs.
up, nigga. Let me talk, nigga. When I'm speaking, shut the fuck up, Zion.
I'll whip you, bitch.
Shut
Go
the
ahead,
fuck
nigga.
up, bro.
Go ahead,
Hey,
bitch.
all I'm gonna say is I'm influenced by everybody in Atlanta. I love everybody that came out of it, that got to it. So, nigga, if you hear a Future, if you hear Lone, if you hear Cardi, if you hear Thug, if you hear anybody, nigga.
Yeah, he's sitting right here just
Come on now, you fucking. I'm influenced by everybody, nigga. I was just in the studio with Lone last week.
Didn't I just
What the
I
fuck
hate
are we
niggas,
talking
bro.
about, bruh?
I hate niggas. No.
Nigga, I'm just in the studio with this nigga
Wait.
last week. This nigga
Let him
taking
talk,
my
let him
phone
talk.
off crazy shit off of the internet. Like, bro, nigga, this shit is stupid, bro. I'm just saying, like, let everybody just have respect for each other, bro. That's just it, bro.
The
I'm
nigga
calling out
here
niggas.
telling you
I'm
what I
calling
told
out
you,
rappers
bitch.
just being rappers, bro.
What
These
the
niggas
fuck?
is getting paid promo. These niggas is paying everything. Nigga, problem, bro. Even if niggas off rip say come into this shit and say I
Nigga tried to
sound
throw
like
me under the
Lone, that's
bus.
not a
Get off
problem,
my
bro.
dick.
But one thing in particular that Dior says gets clipped, which is him saying he was in the studio with Lone. To that, Lone actually responds saying, "Cap, inspiration is inevitable. Maybe I should sign you. Know this." Then Dior responds to that saying, "Lol, this shit obviously not for me, cause I just must be insane. I see why Ye be posting text messages." When I first heard Dior's Untitled EP, which was completely blind, I had no idea who Dior verse you was, never listened to his music, so I had no idea what to expect. Did he sound like Lone to me? Yes, I'm not gonna lie. That was the first thing I thought, not having heard Dior before. But I didn't really care, cause like I can look past that. I can just be like, okay, he's a bit inspired by Lone, it's fine. But for a lot of other people, they're just gonna be like, oh, he sounds like Lone, so I'm not gonna listen to him. But Dior doesn't give a fuck, like he says it, which I fuck with him for that. He's like, yeah, fuck it. But right now, this is just my personal opinion. To create something new, you either gotta one, find a totally new source of inspiration, or you gotta mix existing stuff that already happened and make it your own. Now, with Twitter, Discord, if you draw any inspiration from Cardi or anyone signed to him, you're gonna get caught out quick. From what I see, what Dior's doing now with fashion and music, he's just blending all the cool stuff we all seen before, back in like 2018, 2015 with Lucky, Cardi, Uzi, Fawny, all that shit, and just doing it in his own unique way. That's what I think Dior's doing. I normally put this type of shit in my vids, but hey, fuck it. Niggas went up off this shit, so it's lit. Dior's latest EP today dropped on May 23rd with only 6 songs. It's shorter, but to me, this is the best out of the 3 EPs. Pierce My Lungs featuring Apollo was tough, I ain't gon' cap. He lets the beat play at the start, he knew this shit was tough.
Get fanned down at the club. I see my eyes, it was fanned out, they gave me hope.
West featuring Until Japan is their first official collab, despite them being tapped in for a while. I don't know if someone messed up or it's supposed to sound like this. The beat's kinda low. Maybe it's supposed to sound like this, I'm not sure, but hey, fuck it.
Fans, tell a fish for real, yeah, she got some gills, don't come up when she get me head.
Lil' mama, she live in the hills.
On the Way featuring Skate, and again for the 3rd time to end it off, Skate made that shit his, I ain't gonna cap.
I go deal my G head inside a day. Oh, I'm tripping, it just couldn't bother me. Never.
The only 2 solo tracks, Phantom Blue and In Loading, are the weaker songs on the project to me, but they're still solid, just not as strong as the other ones.
Whole gang psyched out, you ain't on shit. Yeah, I done bought the whole damn site. You with the same bitch, yeah, I stay with the same clique. She came for fame, hold on.
The final track, Flat Shoals, featuring Skate and Southside, produced by Pierre, was a cool little outro.
Outside, yeah, most dollars march. I think I saved me.
I'm a rise up, bitch, I live in large.
This tape low-key shows Dior's versatility though. He matches the high energy with Pierce My Lungs, switches it up, slower, more laid-back vibe with Until Japan, and then goes real harmonic on Flat Shoals to fit that beat's vibe. Speaking of getting signed, this might be a random thing to add, but this is just my opinion. Putting all the Lone shit aside, Cardi created YVL, which is supposedly a new label or an extension of Opium. So far, the only confirmed rapper under YVL is Apollo Red. If YVL really is an extension and Cardi is, or whoever's managing it, is actually looking to sign more artists, Dior seems like the perfect pick. No, seriously, he's from Atlanta, he shares the same mutuals, he's not new to this, like he's been around, and he's been known niggas in the industry before all of this. Plus, he already has a connection with Apollo, so he's not just completely foreign. Look, I'm just a viewer, so I don't know if there's any hidden smoke behind the scenes, but from the outside looking in, it seems cool right now. He's not signed as of right now, as far as I know. I don't know if he's had any little deals, like what do they call it, distro deals or something like that. I'm not super familiar with label shit and all that, but as far as I know, he's been for the most part independent. I feel like he brings something different enough to where he could actually add value to the label if Cardi does sign him. He's just sitting there with all this hype and an organic fan base. He's like the perfect low-hanging fruit, unless Dior doesn't want to sign to him and he prefers to stay fully independent, or maybe he's just not interested in joining YVL. But he was recently seen in the studio move with Cardi. So maybe something's in the talks, something might actually happen. However, nothing's confirmed, so we'll just gotta wait and see. Dior's rise didn't happen overnight. You've seen him year after year steadily climb to his current status he's at now. He didn't just blow up out of nowhere. He's been putting in the groundwork, doing his own shows, building connections, all that. Doing all this for the most part independent, without a major label. So he's not getting that big push that other signed artists get. But he seems to be having more fun this way. Maybe he's figured out how to climb this shit without a major label, or he could just be waiting for the right deal. But we just gotta wait and see what he decides to do.
I'm a rockstar, yeah, most dollars march. I think I say,